Welcome to this game of Mechabellum. As you can see here, I'm fighting against, I think it's a Chinese player. It may be another, because I don't know how to differentiate the letters, but let's look at the options. Training, Supply, Typhoon, and Sabertooth. Look at those. Training is usually always good in my opinion. Supply could be really good here, although Hound's not the best in my opinion. The other option was a good for Saberhound. I end up going for training because I like to use fire badgers with mountains, and I was missing playing my games with mountains. Quite some time since I played them. And it looked like a good one to go for with the mountains. On my opponent's side, Aero spec, wrong units, even if Aero is good. Speed, I wouldn't choose it with Hounds and Mustangs, even if you could switch it into a Saber Hound with the Mustangs and anti-air. Rhino Specialist, this one is good, very good. The Rhino on Hound 4 is usually always useful, at least for one Hound, then you sell it. And Void Eyes with Sledges, you could just grab Acolytes for shaft clear on the first round, then grab some shaft later. And it would be very good. Giant is also good. Giant with Sledges and Crawlers. You could get Vulcan on a Hound 3 or something like that, and use your Sledges to clear shaft until then. But my opponent ended up going for the speed spec. And you will see me positioning my units in here. Both sides are very similar to each other, but I prefer to run into a defensive wall than into a tower. Even if I expected my opponent to go aggressively. And he could go on either side, but he would probably go on this one, since going against Happy to Fight Can with only shaft units is not the best. See that I already sold my tower here. And you have to wait until the last second to my opponent do everything at the end of the timer. My replays are still bugged. And you can see he went for a symmetrical position on the standard board with the speed spec, which is really strange. You see his tower here killing one of my fire badgers. And some Mustangs went for my tower, which will prove really bad for me. Even if my tower is helping here now. The last shot did no damage because of the debuff, but debuff time, and he's killing my units during the debuff. And I thought I would win, ended up being a loss. And he will even get a lot of experience on those Mustangs, you can see. They are actually quite close to level, even if the Mustangs need quite a bit of experience to level. I used my Improve on last round on this Fire Badger. Here, Improved Phoenix, which is a very good card, and could be really good for me here. But I wanted to go Mountain. It will be the best option, Improved Phoenix, because when you get Improved Phoenix, you can use the Phoenix as your main DPS unit without fear of Fortress AA, since they have almost 4 times the health of a normal Phoenix. But I will go for Shield Airdrop, because look at my opponent board, he doesn't have a lot of DPS. And with a shield here, very aggressive shield as you can see, my shield will probably live long enough for my units to kill his units and still stay firm for the next round. At least that was what I was thinking. I also put one Fire Badger on this side to deal with his Mustangs coming here. HP 1, because his shaft clear is bad against him, more HP, Hounds and Mustangs. And that's all my money. I also put one Fang in here, protect against the insta-lock of the anti-armor cannon on my Fire Badgers. But my opponent also went for shield and grabbed Stormcallers, so now he has the DPS to kill my shield. In here you can see my 5 badgers working, killing the Mustangs. So no debuff this time. And I am killing his shield faster than he's killing mine at least. But both died almost at the same time. It's the top part of the shield falling to the ground. My 5 badgers end up getting a debuff. And with this debuff I should win this fight. Even if it was close. So, from losing the first round to winning the second round. And even got levels without using my improved. Here, I didn't really want any of those. Farseer is really good. And it looked like the best for me. His sledges are expensive, even if they are quite tanky, level 3 sledges. But he has storms which deal quite decently to kill sledges. You see me going for tech on the 5 badgers because range is mandatory if you are wanting to use 5 badgers as shaft clear. And Farseer on this side. So I have some DPS here in case he puts something heavier that my 5 badgers can't deal with. And I forgot to look at the text of his hound, but looking at the text, as you can see, incendiary bomb. He's positioning hounds in here, and you can guess what he's going to try to do soon. He also has armor enhancement, which if I was him, I would have already clicked. Because it's really good against 5 badgers. You can see here, even a level 2 5 badger wouldn't damage a level 1 hound. If he got armor, I would have to click Scorching Fire, but then a level 2 hound would still take no damage from a level 2 5 badger with Scorching Fire. They are a heavy counter to badgers. You see that my opponent went for storms on this side. No text on the hounds yet, but he went for the level 3 sledge in front of his army, which I take some time to kill. My right side won again because of the Farseer, and with the debuff I should clean this quite easily. We were already winning this side. But if my opponent had clicked the armor on the hounds, I would be in trouble. Thankfully, not all players are using armor on the hounds. The hounds have many good attacks, and you can't have them all. I always have armor because it's just really good. Here, haste module, looked good. That magnetic impact is also good, but my opponent had no attacks yet, so didn't went for it. There's also fortified hacker here, an annoying card for an annoying unit. The hacker enjoyers are probably going to complain about me complaining about it in the comments. You can see me putting it on the haste module on the 5 badgers because now they are at almost the same speed. And I want this to hit the tower faster. I'm also going for Mustangs, because I see my opponent going for more storms. And I also need shaft clear air, which they serve as to clear wasps in case he uses it, since I only have the marksman and one thing in front. But my opponent, even without using the hound tax, he just straight up went for War Factory. Quite a strange choice in my opinion. You can see here, I left exactly the space needed for a mountain here. Well, the Mustangs will be behind the mountain. can see I put Mustangs on the other side too, so his missiles are useless and he has no damage on this side, so I should be able to get the debuff again. It's almost all his money went for the war factory, and with the debuff I should have enough damage to kill this factory. You can see it's dying, even if it's mostly the marksman doing the damage. Let me put this here. So top damages were the 5 badgers and 1 marksman, which is the third. But factory down, and that's quite a bit of damage. He's already below 3k, although he started with a lot of HP. You can see Improved Phoenix here again. The game really wanted me to go for Improved Phoenix. There's also mass-produced sledges, which is also a good card, but I will just skip for the money. See me getting the levels, because they are doing quite well. You can see this was a top 1 damage, more than 50,000 damage, which my opponent could have avoided just by clicking armor on the hounds. So I'm telling you how to counter the badgers. And that's why almost no one uses badgers, because it's easy to counter them. The only thing you can do against it is get other units to deal with the hounds, or go for Scorching Charge. The explosion can kill a hound, if the badger still has enough HP when it explodes. But it can also backfire on you if the opponent go for scorpions or really heavy hitting units that can one-shot the badgers, even with the buffed HP from Scorching Charge. So it's not easy to one-shot a level 3-5 badger with this. Increase the HP by 80%, so it will have more than 25,000 HP each badger. You can see the shields are back online, and I didn't went for my mountain yet, but I already unlocked it, which is 350. So I already unlocked mountain, but didn't have the money to grab it with the units I wanted to buy. My opponent went for another war factory on the other side, so he's really committed to them. But no tax yet. You can see this one's taking quite a lot of damage, mostly from the badgers. Though no, not mostly from the badgers. Parseer did a lot too. On this side, things are not going as well as last time, especially because now I get the buff. So tables are turned. I'm the one getting the buff at this time, and I don't quite have the DPS to kill a factory fast. So I will take a lot of damage with 2 factories, and we are almost even on HP. Now unit deployments. And looking at those, most money here would be the tarantulas, but they are very... you need 2 turns to sell both of them, and I wanted something to protect one side, so I put the Overlord here. It has a good damage, so it can kill the factory, and my opponent has no big air DPS on this side. He also went for armor on the hounds finally. That's why my shaft clear was so much worse last round. But I'm going for mountain here and instantly getting level 2 mountain with my intensive training. So the mountain will breeze to killing the sledges with 1 shot each with level 2. And killing the factory. Even if he goes for level 2 factory, my level 2 mountain should be able to kill it. And that was the idea. It also helps with the hounds. Since the mountain has 4 cannons, it can kill hounds quite easily. Even if it's not the most effective unit against them, it can kill them fast. The Overlord was just to cover my lack of enough money to buy another mountain on the other side. So for 1 hound I will leave the Overlord here to cover the right side. And my opponent is starting to go for production. You can see he grabbed another factory and went for sludge production. And grabbed Link, which is It's a strategy, but it's very strange. Don't think it's very effective. You can see my badgers getting stuck at the hounds and not clearing what they are supposed to clear. On this side, the overlord is working. Although it's not locking on the factory, it's just damaging it with the splash. And on the side, things are not going that well, because there is quite a few units for me to kill, and now I just got a debuff. And the hound didn't went as well as I expected. You can see. Debuff again. Look at how many sledges. Linked sledges, but without healing. And his Mustangs are targeting my overlord. Few Mustangs that stayed alive. And he can't even clear the sledges, and I will take a lot of damage. I wanted money, so I skipped everything. Mountain on the right side. This was also really annoying, so I'll just missile this. The idea was for this one to grab the crawlers that get past through this one, start locking on the sledges and the war factory. And I also grabbed range on my mountains. But my biggest problem here is actually the armored hounds. That's a lot of units that my 5 badgers get stuck shooting. Although this one, I think it gets stuck on the factory. And here, it should be able to insta-lock on his factory after killing a few, maybe just one sledge front. And he went for high explosive, so he wants his factory to have clear for him. You see that I put a missile here in case he went for a flank on this side too, and one missile here. The idea was to kill those units, but to actually shoot this factory. You can see insta-lock from the mountain on this one, so one factory is going down, so one less production. I didn't have the ignite my 5 badgers, so I can't use them to ignite the factories and kill them faster with them. But right side is doing really well, killed both factories. And even this side is doing better this time around. You can see the mountain is still quite healthy, and with the high explosive he has even less damage to kill my factory with to kill my mountain. So won both sides. From losing both to winning both. Mountains showing their worth. And of course they are my 2 top damage units, with the badger here being the third. Here, none of those looked really good for me. He has Mustangs, so Wasps are not that great. So only 2 Mustangs, and no tax on them. I will just go for Wasps to sell, because I want more mountains. And since I'm having problem with medium units, nothing better to clear them than gun launch missile. Even if I think this one will be, the first one of this mountain will be wasted here, the missile is not fast enough. And I don't have enough money to grab on this level, which would be really good. So I think maybe I will loan to do it. Yeah, loaning and level 2 on this one. It deserves the level. took care of 2 factories by itself on this side and all the other units. But you saw how deadly is the armor enhancement against the badgers, and that's why almost no one uses them. Because hounds are very popular. And he finally went for range on his factories. So they are the same range as my mountains now. But I still find strange this link strategy. You can see the rocket destroying the shield. Good thing that I put it on level 2, because it would have lost badly on this side without level 2. You can see it would already be dead. Instead, it's winning. And I will lose 1 mountain, but 1 with 2 alive. Even if he got the wasps and put them on my flank here, my mustangs cleared almost all of them, or 8 of them. 4 survived, and now we just have to wait the timer while the wasps try to kill my level 2 mountain. But 4 wasps, 4 level 4 wasps, that is equivalent to 16 level 1 wasps. And the timer is running. 20 seconds, and I don't think it's going to kill even 1 mountain. And I have 2. And I think it was a good trade for me in damage. I did 1000 and he did what for me? 80. Orbital bombardment, hard to pass. Has a lot of small units that get destroyed by 1 missile. And both sides are vulnerable, so you will either have to shield a lot, or he will suffer. See the wasps here? And I will solve this with a missile here, and I think I will even put a missile here, in case he put chaff here to protect the wasps. So the chaff will die, this one would die, and then the wasp would advance and take this missile. So missile protection instead of investing in units. You will see me putting shields, so 3 shields. And more mountains. I wanted to get this level, but I don't have enough money. So no level 3 mountain. But now with another mountain on this side, it should be easier to win here. And you can see that I was worried about this side. I even put a fang in here. Because I didn't want to use money to upgrade my towers. They are still level 1. This side I have the Farseer in case he went for wasps here. You can see he's going for balls, then going back. And decided against it. And went for melters. To try to deal with my mountains. Both used the spell on the same side. Let's see, 1 factory is going down. The other 2, but Melter is targeting my mountain, but dead. This side, Melter is also targeting, but the rocket missile destroyed the tower, and it was enough for this one to survive. And that's a lot of damage, more than enough to win. So, mountain versus production factory. Mountain wins, even if it was a very strange production factory. The usual production factory, you see, the factories are more to the back, not that much in front. And you don't go for sledges, at least at first. The first unit you go for is steel ball production, with the tech on the steel balls to release crawlers. Even if you produce sledges faster. It's 1 sledge every 6 seconds. And the ball is every 8.8 seconds. the melting points were an answer to my mountains, but it didn't have the shaft clear to hit them fast enough. Even if war factories with explosive are very good shaft clear units. But that's it for this game. Hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.